Welcome to Not All Business, a podcast by two former CEOs who went from competitors to friends. I'm Blakely Graham, and my co-host is Heather Cooper. And we are joined by our producer, Clay Cornell, who somehow makes every recording session feel a little less stressful. Today, we're talking about something that might sound radical. What if climbing down the corporate ladder is actually the smartest move you can make?
Not all business.
Heather, could we start today's show by having a conversation about wall art and why you have chosen to have like that? Okay. You know those toys where you put like your hand or your face and you...
Yes, I would always do a middle finger.
You did not. You did.
I definitely did. Isn't it creepy as hell?
What is happening? Okay, so some people can see it.
This.
And we're gonna zoom in on it right now so people can see what's going on.
Okay.
But some people are listening and they can't see. What is happening behind you? Because that's the only way to describe it. What is that thing that's on your wall in your hotel room?
So, I woke up to it this morning because our flight got delayed. We got in at 1:30 last night, so it was like pitch black. But then this morning I woke up to this creepy, it's like a face coming out of a bunch of papers swirling around, which always reminds me of like 9/11, you know, like all the papers falling from the skyscraper. I know that's a little dark.
Okay.
But it's like it's what it is though. It's a bunch of like business papers and then it's like making a brick wall and then there's this like creepy face coming out of it.
It looks
It's
like
if AI, it's like I think it's AI.
AI or
like,
what are we calling the humanoid robots? It's like one of the hairless humanoid robots coming. It's not out
one of the Asian sexy robots
onto your bed. No, it's not a sexy robot.
So terrifying. It looks like powder.
Have you ever been to like a beauty supply store and they have the mannequin heads that they're not painted or anything. It's just one of those kind of blank ones. Bald. That's what it looks like. No wig, no nothing on top.
But also the white eyes, like if you roll your eyes back in your head and the eyes are just like white. Yeah. It's really scary. I'm going to take it down before I can't sleep under that.
But kudos to you, Heather, you are live streaming from Dreamforce, which we introduced to our listeners last week. I think as a recap, and Dreamforce is what?
I'm wearing these gold shoes. See them?
Oh, yeah. Some gold glittery shoes. Are those
They're not glittery.
Sashes?
No, they're Michael Kors, but no, yeah. But the ribbons are from my wedding. So, yeah, it's fun. And I've gotten lots of compliments on them already. And no one has said like, oh, yours should be more dressed up. Fit right in. So that's good. What else? The hotel's the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in at Dreamforce. And
really? Because your room looks about the size of like a little cardboard box.
It is, but it's the nicest room I've ever been in Dreamforce. There's clean sheets, which is like a first. No rats, no urine in the elevator. So that's all been.
Where do you usually stay?
We're okay.
I know you get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
Yeah, no, you don't. I'm sure that you've got all kinds of friends in high places that get you the good rooms, but
no, we actually staked out this like hole in the wall hotel and it was undiscovered. And we would just like pretty much rent out the whole thing. It was like a boutique hotel every year and people just didn't know about it. And it was a good price. It was walking distance to Dreamforce. It was awesome. And then it got discovered like in our final year. And as we grew bigger as a company, there were people like, this actually really is not that nice of a hotel.
Well, no, on Dreamforce standards, it is because I'm sure this was normally it's probably $200 a night, but I think it's like $5 or $6. I don't even know.
At least.
Yeah, I'm shacking up with my husband here, so my company doesn't have to pay for it. See how smart I am?
How is that traveling to a business conference with your spouse? That's interesting.
It's really annoying. It's really horrible. We've been tested several times. He's like a weaver. Like he likes to get like into the front of the crowd where I'm just like a wait your fucking turn kind of person. Like if I'm racing late, then I'll go up the side or find another way. But he's more of like a bob and weave kind of guy. And then he likes to bring me with him. So like he'll do the bobbing, I'm doing the weaving, and I'm getting all the dirty looks because he's already ahead of everybody. And then they're looking at me. So we've had a couple talks already this morning.
I would think that would be in your favor. I go to concerts with this guy who, I mean, almost always he's in like our concert group whatever, posse, whatever you call that. And he's probably 6'6", and his wife is probably 5. Sorry, Allie, I don't know your height. 5'2", 5'4". So like this petite woman with a super tall guy. He basically, first of all, he is our meeting spot. So it's like, go find Brad. And we all kind of go to Brad.
But and then you just scan the crowd and then there's Brad.
Does he have like an orange hat or something? Like a specific hat color or something?
He doesn't need a hat. He's 6'6", Clay, at a concert. He's massive. He's absolutely
that's a good friend
massive.
to have. That's a good friend to have.
It is, but it's great because he will like slowly go up, and then his like petite little wife, she'll just like grab it right up to the very front. She's always at the, what do you call those?
Yeah.
Like the barrier.
The barricade. Yeah. The barricade.
Yeah,
I do that too. I do that too, but you might have missed Nick's not 6'6". He's not. He's
so he's like pushing people out of the way, whereas like Brad, the sea just kind of like parts for him.
He's very tall, honey, in a very average kind of tall way. Just enough to piss people off, but I get the hit of it. But the secret at the conferences and at the concert, and I've done this every year too. You know how to cut a head at a concert? Do you guys know this trick?
You follow Brad. But
let me tell you, if you don't have a Brad, if you're not lucky enough to have a Brad, what you do is you cut sideways. So you're crossing in front of people across from them.
Totally.
But they don't have a drone. They don't see how you're like weaving back and forth. I did this because when I learned how to ski, that's the only way I could get down the mountain.
Yeah.
Crisscross. So that's how you do it. Excuse me. I'm just going on the other side here. I'm just coming this way, you know? You're not cutting in front of everyone. Everyone's happy to let you cross this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That takes a little longer. Trick. Yeah. But I get it from every time.
Speaking of tips, last week we gave out a few tips on Dreamforce. We got some great feedback from listeners and viewers on our social media accounts. And there were actually a few people that said that this is their first time that they're going to Dreamforce, which is very exciting. Yeah. So from your perspective, Heather, give us the vibe. We know there's like a lot of people, you're cutting people off, they're getting mad at you, but what's the vibe? Yes. A lot of walking. How are the tips coming into play?
Really good. So I put one into play this morning. One I was very interested in was the legal tips and for doing legal in Salesforce, and just their law firms are a new vertical that they're going after, and we just actually did that. So I was very interested in being there for that. But then half of it was a Salesforce demo, which I'm in the middle of because we're already doing a second phase, and I had no interest in it, but I still wanted to really get to the keynote. So I did I gotta go with my phone thing. And I kind of excused myself out, and I was in front, so I felt even a little bit more rude, but I sat there and I thought, you know what? I have to take my own advice. This is turning a corner. This is not helpful for me anymore, and I want to get to keynote. So I did it. And I got up and I left. I was so proud of myself. And then I went down this whole other aisle. I know.
Why did you sit in the back? I don't agree with this tip.
No, it wasn't. It was a round table, Blakely. There was only 6 round tables. It was exactly what you said. Like, don't do this if you're in a small group. And I did it anyway. And I do not regret it. There were 6 round tables, and I excused myself to the person next to me. I explained the situation. I said, I don't mean to be rude. I got her number. We're going to have coffee. It was great. But then I left. These people don't know me from Adam. Who cares? They're not going to be like, oh my gosh, there's the girl that left that session early. No, I had to get out of there.
That would haunt me for weeks.
Well, I'm smarter than you because I've been to more sessions. I don't know what to say about that.
No, it's great. I'm glad. I did notice you were like doing some filming, and I noticed there were a lot of maybe first timers who did not take the first tip, or was it the second tip? Was like, don't bring your laptop. Like they had backpacks that were massive. What are they putting in those backpacks?
Yes. And if you have a backpack, you have got to go through a whole other line, which is way slower. So this morning on the way to keynote, they had all these people going, it's full, it's full. I'm like, bullshit, it's full. It's 9:30. I know it's not full. So I don't listen to that. They're like queuing everybody over. I mean, there's so many people here this year, way more than last year. And they're queuing them all over to the, what do you call it? Like the viewing room or whatever, where it's just the screens. And I'm no.
Overflow?
Because overflow. That's a good word. And I had my people
because
there.
I'm Heather and I'm in the room where it happens.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly. It's the only way I'll pay attention, to be honest. So then So I'm like, I had people in there saving my seat. So I did not listen. I did not follow the crowd, and I went my own way, and I wiggled my way in there, and I got in my seat.
Wow. So tip number 6, like, go for it. Really
go for it.
Get in there.
Yes, go against the grain. If there's a police officer in the street saying you are not allowed to go this way, you just do it anyway. They're not chasing you down.
I just don't even know how to react to all this. I feel like there's like two different people here. Like you're like the aggressor at Dreamforce, and maybe I'm not. Like, what is the opposite of that? Whatever I am, I feel like it's called.
It's called a rule follower. Also,
do you jaywalk?
Not regularly, but yes, okay. On this situation, I do.
Just making sure.
You know what? You're speaking from your high fucking horse, your VIP privilege.
Did you know skip
Because
school?
You don't have to leave sessions early because they're like, Mrs.
Mm-hmm.
Graham, come this way. We have your seat at the front already. And they're like ushering you. That's why you don't have to hustle your way and get dirty in the line to get there, because you have someone guiding you to your seat. Admit it.
Heather's in the streets. Okay, she's out in the street making it happen.
I was in the front row every year. I do know that. But, at least I used my privilege for good instead of jaywalk, skip school, break all these laws just to force your way through so you can see Benioff shoes up close.
You just didn't grow, and they were gross as usual. And also, you would. You hustled dirty in a different way. It's just you did it in the way that you had to. This is your world where you're like a princess.
I am a princess. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They did a whole dedication to Jane Goodall this morning, which was really sweet.
Oh, that was sweet.
It's her first year she hasn't been here. Also, I'm really sad about Diane Keaton passing. Did you see that?
Did.
Oh, did I? That was a shocking one. I don't know what made it so shocking, because, celebrities die just like we regular folk die. Like, it happens all the time.
They're just like us.
That one was hard. And I think maybe it's she's the same age as my mother. So my mother always looked up to her, and I looked up to her. And she just resonated like, I don't give an F, kind of cool, and just marched to her own beat. And that one was particularly hard. I agree.
Yeah, it was, and I think because it was also a shock. Like I don't still know the circumstances, but it got me thinking about her, and it made me think that she would tell us to keep doing this show. I think it's exactly what she would say.
She would tell us to funk it up a little bit. That's what she would.
She probably would. She would say, "Wear more hats." I think she'd say, "Wear more hats."
I was just about to say that. Wear more hats. I'm gonna wear a hat next week in her honor.
Okay,
we should.
Okay,
we should. Sorry, sidetrack.
No, that's good. I do want to hear what your favorite Diane Keaton movie is. And while you're thinking of that, there is a drink called the Diane Keaton. Do you know what the drink is?
No, what is it?
It's red wine over ice.
Love it. Love it. Love it. I have the Diane Keaton frequently.
But it is such a do it your own way. Like if this isn't working for you, go ahead and just add the ice in and make it taste how you want. I love that. Yeah. Really? Yeah. I never heard that. That's so good. I love when she comes down the stairs in Father of the Bride.
Oh, I love that scene.
And he is enamored with her. And it's like she's the mom and she's been making out all about the daughter. But then she just has this one moment where she's just a vision coming down the stairs, and she handles it so well. I mean, there's a million of them, but I love that one.
That's a good one. Instead of a movie, I just recently saw a clip of her at a fashion show. Have you guys seen this?
Yes, where she's waving to everyone. Like
she waves to every single model that comes down, and she's like, "Hey!" And then she's like giving them a little beat, and she's like, "Thank you, good job." And she has a glass of the Diane Keaton in her hand. Did you see that?
No.
So she's drinking the Diane Keaton was, and she is like just talking to every model. And that one was fantastic. That just shows like she's a good human in real life circumstance, right? Mm-hmm. She didn't know what camera was on her. So.
And she's the epitome of women supporting women, mentoring, encouraging, everything everyone's posting. It's like she was the mentor to all of these Hollywood women, and you would never know it. I mean, but there's post after post. Like, she's the reason I am who I am. This is what she told me. Here's a letter she wrote me. Here, it's just, It's like, what an impact.
And she did not have an easy life. Like, she went through her own demons and her own struggles too. And so I just think it's more of a testament to some just transformation and awareness. And
Yeah.
I don't know. She's phenomenal. I just think she's great. Whew. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
So
I didn't mean
take
to
that
be a bummer.
moment.
Blakely, favorite
I know.
Diane Keaton movie?
Well, I was going to use that one because I don't think on the top of my head real quick.
Okay, well then, me before you. Father of the Bride Part 2. Father of the Bride Part 2.
Oh, when she's pregnant?
Yeah.
When she's pregnant
was
too.
fun.
It's so good.
Forgot about that. That was
so
an
good.
odd storyline.
Blakely, you do have to pick a movie, and we've taken Father of the Bride Part 1 and 2 off the table.
Oh, okay. What about Something's Gotta Give? Something's Gotta Give. That was a good one.
She was in The Godfathers. Annie Hall.
She was in The Godfather.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Well, you guys, I think we should get to business because our guest is actually another Dreamforce. Oh, I was about to say survivor, and that's not the right word.
Superstar.
Participant. Superstar. She was a superstar. Is a superstar.
Yay.
All right. Our guest today is Alden Hultgren, a tech executive and founder of the Conscious Leadership Collective. As VP of Partnerships at companies like Salesforce and Twilio, Alden knows firsthand the pressure of building success in a fast-paced, always-on industry. After years of chasing achievement at all costs, Alden learned that prioritizing wellness is the key to finding calm in the chaos. Today, she blends her boardroom experience with her wellness and spiritual background to help leaders redefine success, from relentless hustle to purposeful, embodied impact. Alden, welcome to Not All Business. Hi, everyone. Blakely here. This episode of Not All Business is brought to you by yours truly, where strategist Cindy Fergard helps growth-minded leaders navigate pivotal moments with confidence. I worked with Cindy when I was CEO of TaskRay, and she's what I call a CEO whisperer. She helped us execute a complete brand pivot, boosted me up as a leader, and set us up to hit aggressive growth targets that led to our successful exit. Whether you've hit a growth plateau or you're evolving your company, maybe you're at a career crossroads, yours truly provides the strategic guidance you need, because what got you here won't always get you where you want to go. So sometimes you need a Cindy to help push you forward. Visit itsyourstruly.com and mention Not All Business for a complimentary strategy consultation. Okay, back to the show. Alden, welcome to the show. So excited to have you on. I love that we are in week 2 of Dreamforce weeks, and you have probably the most Dreamforce experience out of anyone on the podcast today. Is that right? Is that true?
I think I've been to 15 Dreamforces.
Crazy.
Whoa.
I went as a customer before I worked there. I was at Salesforce for 9 years. So
you were there as a customer, you said?
I was there as a customer. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, before customer and then partner. Yeah. So
Twilio?
I lived all the hats. Twilio and then an AI company after that.
Nice. Do you know that Twilio was a big customer of Cloud Coach, Blakely? I don't know if you knew that.
You were focused on
SendGrid?
Twilio. We were focused on Salesforce.
Oh,
Also a
well,
customer.
of TaskRay?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Bitch.
Okay, so stop trying
Okay.
to one-up me all the time, Heather. It's never going to
help
work.
Well, so
It's never
Heather,
gonna work.
the way I met Blakely was I started managing partnerships, and she was like she was the first successful partner that I got to work with at Salesforce.
Oh, no way. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I get a point
Interesting.
when someone else is talking about me too?
Yes. 6 points.
We have a leaderboard, Alden.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was a good partner manager or not, but I loved Blakely. Yeah, and I do remember Cloud Coach from Twilio. So good work, Heather.
Thank you very much.
When you, that was back in probably 2010, right? Like when we were just first starting
2009.
out. 2000.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
2010,
that was
yeah,
so
you're right.
long ago. Those early days, like they forged some deep relationships and deep connections. So we were all just like learning together. I mean, you were basically on the forefront of the AppExchange, right? That was brand new, like technology, brand new market. It was incredible. and fast paced and wild.
It was wild. It sounds cliche, but the first Dreamforce I went to, I think it was 2005, they announced the AppExchange. And I was like lit up because it was the first time a company was really like, I'm not going to do it all. I'm going to build an ecosystem around what we're doing. And I was like, this is going to change everything. And I want to work on that team. So I went to Salesforce. Cool. They're like, you have to do a year in outbound sales and then you can go work on the partner team. It was it was the best and hardest year ever. I know.
Wow.
Yep. It was hard. I'm glad I did it because I learned so many life lessons in that year. I'm a people pleaser, and calling people all day and hearing no will teach you a lot.
Getting hung up on all day long.
Yeah.
That's a skill though. That is honestly a skill.
I used to work for a man who would only hire, actually, I don't know if this is okay. How about HR lawyer Heather come out? He would only hire Mormons because they had to do their mission where they were going door to door hearing no all day long. And they have an incredible work ethic, don't drink, perfect employee. So I don't know if that is like something you are allowed to do, but it's the same thing. It's really good experience to hear no. I could never have done that, Alden. Never. So impressive.
No, it was really hard. There's a reason they only have you do it for a year because that's about all that I feel like you can take.
Burnout.
And they kind of see who cuts it. Like if you wanted in Salesforce, you wanted to sell or you wanted to go into a different part of the go-to-market organization, like that will separate like people who can cut it and people who can't. And so, I'm grateful for that year. It was really hard, but the partner side and building the AppExchange, what I will say about that is like that network of people, whether it's the partners we worked with or the people that I was like in that foxhole with, are probably my biggest asset in business now. Because so many of them are now leaders at like name the tech company, And so it's one thing I've learned: build your network early and nurture it and hold on to it, because it will, I think it'll be the biggest asset that you have as you progress through your career.
I think that was tip number 5 in Dreamforce Reels last week.
It was.
Get drunk with people.
I think it was build your network, but also
I know
get
it kind
drunk.
of came down to that. Go to the parties. Yeah.
I actually am really sad when I think Wednesday night is we would meet at the St. Regis, the OG crew. I have my calendar invite.
How fun.
And so go, if you want to go meet some cool people, Heather, go over there. We would just pretend like that was the hotel we got to stay at and hang out there as much as possible.
That's so great. Yeah. If you could forward your invite to me. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just tell them you're Alden.
Okay. Yeah.
So I know you spent many years climbing that corporate ladder. I mean, if you had to do outbound sales for a year before you even got onto your dream team, I mean, you were running the paces there. So I also know, though, at some point in your career, you intentionally climbed down the corporate ladder, which is not something you hear about very often. Like if I were listening to this right now, I'd be like, oh, like, what do you mean? Why would you purposely climb down? I just wonder if you can walk us through that story and like what got you there and why you made that decision, and was it the right decision?
Yeah. So I left Salesforce. I followed a lot of Salesforce people over to Twilio and was asked to build their partner organization. And I was really excited because I'd kind of always been hiding under really incredible leaders. And so it was this big step in my career to go build from the ground up and take everything I'd learned in those 10 years at Salesforce and go apply it. And I ended up inheriting a small team and growing it to like 65 people globally, owning kind of all facets of partnership. And it was during COVID too. So it was crazy times for Twilio. You guys know they do communications. Communication became pretty important during COVID.
Yeah.
And so our business just blew up, and our partnerships and our partners were leading the way in a lot of that growth. And so it was a lot. It was a lot to hold, especially during a super challenging time personally for everybody. I felt like I was like the mom, on these calls, having to like kind of not just be a leader, but also like be a therapist and make sure that people
Keep
are okay.
them calm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's at least 30-40% of the job. So when you got that job at Twilio, what experience did you have at Salesforce that was kind of setting you up for that to be the match for you? Had you been in sales that entire time, or did you moved into partner relationships on the Salesforce side first and then?
Yeah, I moved over, and thankfully, Ron Huddleston, who unfortunately is no longer with us.
Rest in peace,
Speaking of a great leader, he saw something in me, and I'm so grateful for this. And he kind of took control of my career. And so while I was a partner manager, he saw that I was really, really good with like my process and operations and the analytics. And he kind of put me in this kind of operational chief of staff kind of role. And I learned the ins and outs of the ISV business the best. I helped develop how we managed and tracked our business in Salesforce. I helped build exec presentations and quotas and comp plans and territory carving and like the ins and outs. And then one day I walked in and he was like, "You got a new job." And I was like, "What?" And he said, you now own all of the regional SI partners for Salesforce globally. You can take one person with
Systems
you.
integrator. Okay. He said you could.
So a totally different part of the business.
Yeah.
You can take one person, like go find somebody to go help you. And I was like, "Ron, I know the ISV business deeper than anybody here. Like, what do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think you need a new challenge. Like, go do this. I think this is the next step in like your partner evolution, and take everything that you did over in ISV land and go apply it and see what you can do. And by the way, if you're going to fail fast, and you can always come back."
So he had already, sorry to get to like the specifics, but he already had a relationship that he had said, "Hey, I've got someone for your team." And here she is, and kind of made that intro already for you. They trusted him because of who he is. And just to note, as people are seeing the trajectory of this, Alden starts out killing it outside sales, like pushing through this first year, gets herself to a point where she's getting recognition. Then they're seeing how she's working. Then they're looking at her processes, and this is the way she's doing it. Then that's gaining respect, presumably because those were going smoothly and you're kind of growing. And so there is a point, especially at the beginning of your career, where there's a lot of people kind of watching what you're doing, not necessarily training you to do it, but there's these kind of gifts or these natural tendencies to move forward. And so it was interesting when you said he noticed that, and he looked at that and he said, I'm picking this up on you, and then he can get creative. So having somebody else come in and see that is such a gift.
It's a gift. And I think it's an issue that people wait for that in a lot of leaders who aren't able to actually give them that, because you have to advocate for yourself in your career. So I feel incredibly blessed to have had that, because it kind of trained me to look for that in the people that work for me as well.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. He could see my potential that I couldn't see in myself yet. I mean, I was young. I was like 27, 28 years old, you know?
Sure.
And
Yeah. That was the point. It's like when you're young starting out, you kind of are like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Don't be afraid to show initiative. Don't be afraid to kind of have your own things, because you will get noticed in that way. And so I love how you were just like, you know what, I'm going to go at this. I'm going to do the best I can. And then somebody did notice. It's that balance of showing up and doing that, and then having somebody else in your life that's going to pick up on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the best leaders, and he was one of these people. And I think it's why, 10 years later, we all still meet at the St. Regis at Dreamforce. He created fierce loyalty because we knew he would take care of us. Like he would protect us. Salesforce was growing so fast. It was so crazy. We didn't know which direction the business was going to go. Are they going to acquire another company? Is our team going to grow? Like it was an amazing rocket ship to be on, with a lot of uncertainty in how your career could and would unfold there. And so having a leader that you knew would have your back was, I don't know, it took the pressure off of me. And what he said at the end, like, if you're going to fail fast, and you can always come back. Kind of gave me a parachute to just go take a risk and jump in. Love that. It ended up being an incredible experience. However, I found the limit of not just, it wasn't like imposter syndrome limit. It was how what I was doing was starting to affect all of the parts of my life. And not just time.
How old were you at this time? How old was I?
Probably 35, 2 kids at home, young kids, going through divorce or like getting ready to go through a divorce. So like tons going on in my personal life too, and traveling all over the world, and not traveling during COVID was like almost equally hard for me. And I ended up, I knew Twilio was going to have layoffs, and I had to go through that kind of heartbreaking process, which I know a lot of your listeners have probably gone through. But when I was thinking about what I wanted to do next, I was like, I want a North America role. I want a smaller team. I want to be able to focus on technology that I love, work with great people. And like, I'm not going to go to a bigger company or chase that leadership title again, because it just, it wasn't a match for what I was looking for. Even though I was making a ton of money, I was having success, I was like the most unhappy that I had been in a really long time. So it kind of started this process of introspection where I was like, all right, well, what do you need to be happy? And not being on calls with Europe at 6 a.m. and Asia at 10 p.m. and sacrificing all of the parts of my life and the things in my life that really lit me up was that. So
was there a specific incident that happened that kind of brought that all to light, or was it just a gradual kind of rising discontent that you noticed over time?
No, I think it was just rising. It wasn't discontent in the moment. Like, I actually was really enjoying what I was doing and the challenge of it, but I just felt my light dim a little bit every day, having to keep showing up in the way that I was being asked to show up with this calendar that was so full. And I just realized I started to pour from an empty cup, and I know what happens when you start to do that. Like, eventually your health goes, your relationships with your kids and all of the things that are important. I wasn't able to like prioritize wellness, and the things that I knew were going to be really important for me to show up with energy every day. And so, yeah.
But that's remarkable that you were able to redefine your role into something that you could still do and still make money. And maybe you're not progressing upward in the traditional sense, but you're still fulfilling career needs. I find that really remarkable, because what I'm hearing is you actually prevented burnout. And I mean, maybe you are already starting to experience it or feel it in the fringes, or maybe you can tell us that you did hit the wall and this was a reaction to that. But to me, it sounds like you knew the wall was coming and you wanted to prevent your health from getting poorly. Like most people, like myself, like hit the wall and got really sick. Or my partner hit the wall, got really sick. And so, I don't know, I just applaud how remarkable it was for you to make that decision in the moment and
thank you.
Permission to listeners to make that decision, right? Because the health part and the relationship damages are real.
Yeah, and I want to understand more, like in a practical sense. Are there things that you can tell us, symptoms that you had, not necessarily health-wise, but just general feelings, like in a more tangible way? Because I think I know what you're saying. I think I've absolutely felt that at the same time. But if you can even describe more about what that looked like for you, what did it mean to be unwell for you? Like when you're saying we're not protecting your wellness, what was that for you?
Yeah, I was starting to have some health symptoms. So I remember, I think we normalize a lot of these symptoms as working moms, especially. I had 2 little kids at home. They weren't sleeping all that well. So to me, I was just going, I'm really tired and I don't have energy and I'm not like excited to wake up in the morning because it's just that's what happens. And then I remember going to my doctor and they're like, you have full blown like active Epstein-Barr chronic fatigue happening. And
wow.
I feel like once
and
you
is
start
is that a life induced thing or is that a genetic thing? Like, I don't even, to be honest.
So I think almost all of us have Epstein-Barr virus like in us from our childhood.
Okay.
Mono or, the statistics are out there. I think it's one of those things that will stay dormant until stress, like chronic stress. Okay. So when once you're stressed, the virus sees an opportunity to become active and starts to attack. And it's a super tricky virus to attack. So it took a long time for me to heal from it.
Is there a pill I can take for this? What is there? Is it in a bottle? Is there
The miracle treatment for me was going to a naturopath and doing ozone and high dose vitamin C IVs. So it's
really,
and actually that's what I would do before Dreamforce too, Heather. So ozone's incredible. It basically, the way that they described it to me is the Epstein-Barr virus is it's like a corkscrew. It will corkscrew like itself deep into your organs and things when it's active, and you got to draw it out. So the ozone actually draws it out into the bloodstream, and then you flood it with high dose vitamin C, and bam, it helps your immune system actually kill. And this isn't just Epstein-Barr, it's any virus. So anytime I'm like going on a long trip, Dreamforce, super stressful thing, go do that. And
I wish I would have known this. I was notorious. I got sick every Dreamforce, every Christmas for like 10 years.
Yep.
No wonder.
I know.
So you just go to your doctor or a naturopath and say, and it's IV transmitted? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I would say probably naturopath, ozone IV. It's a crazy process. They actually take your blood out of you and put it in a bag. And then in the bag, they shoot the ozone in it. Ozone's just oxygen. Like, I think it's 3 oxygen molecules. And it turns...
okay. I didn't know if we were starting to talk about like the blood boy thing where you take the blood of a 11-year-old boy and transmit it.
Like that live long guy or whatever.
Yes, I've heard of
Brian Johnson.
People.
Brian Johnson, who has a child that he like sucks blood out of every day.
That guy is wild, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, he is wild.
I've only seen this in television shows. You're telling me this is a real thing that real people do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I met a lady in a pool in Puerto Vallarta, and she looked crazy young for her age. It was like freaking me out. And this is what she does. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
blood.
This is oxygen.
I wasn't stealing my kid's blood. But yeah, it like turns hot pink. It's like highly oxygenated. And then they just put your own blood back in. It's crazy. So anyway, but even that is a symptom of the fact that like I realized I wanted to create a life I didn't have to heal from. So the reason why that's happening is because I'm chronically stressed. And if it's not Epstein-Barr, it's just going to be another thing that then I have to go find a treatment for. And I'm like, I don't want to be on that hamster wheel. So
can you say that again? What you just said about the heal from? That was
create a life you don't have to heal from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all I'm hearing is Alden save me. I am chronically stressed.
We all are.
Okay, so this is blowing my mind, and I'm going to absolutely look into this. Clay, we need to get a link to this. If there is a solution to this fatigue, I want to hear all the information I possibly can. So anything else that you would call out from just like a practical?
So I realized, I think, Blakely, to your point of feeling like I am chronically stressed, is actually our nervous systems being chronically overburdened. Like our nervous systems were never designed, our little animal nervous systems were never designed for miles long to-do lists and notifications and screens and artificial light and all of the things. And so for me, it was, yes, I want to take care of my body. And I did that pretty well. Like eat well, take your supplements, do all of those things.
Yeah.
One of the things that changed my life, and Blakely, I know that we've talked about this a little bit, is breath work. And I bring it up because the first breath work I ever went to, I was like, that is the stress pressure release valve that I didn't know existed. And I was blown away. I'm like, how can something as simple as the breath that has been that I have access to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, have such a dramatic effect. And so I ended up diving into learning about how to heal my nervous system. And so a lot of what I do, I think, oriented more towards that has had the biggest impact for me. But
we talked about this a few episodes back where like one practice I had before going into a meeting that I was really, really nervous about was just to do like stare into the mirror, look at myself, and then like do these big, deep breaths. And I didn't know it, but I think it's probably whatever breathwork does physiologically is the reason I did that and was helpful. And it feels to me like this is something that should be taught at work. Like you think about, how in elementary school, the kids go and they do like their calisthenics at the beginning of the day, and then they go into their day because they can just focus better when they do that little workout in the beginning of the day. Wouldn't it be great if Alden was there or someone at your company was taking you through breathwork before, the start of your day? Wouldn't that be amazing?
I tried to do it one day at the lunch table and everyone just made so much fun of me. You have to have intention around it because yes, it would be amazing. It would be, but the leader has to value that.
Yeah. Blakely, one crazy thing was, the first breathwork that I did that I was talking about, at the end, my eyes were closed and I saw myself doing breathwork in the boardroom. And I was like, whoa, okay. And it was this little hint of like, there are people in the corporate world that need this. And what I saw was like, if people did this, if Mark Benioff brought me in to do breathwork for the leaders of Salesforce, and they are releasing pressure and they are operating from a place of calming their nervous system and they're connecting to their body, which is how we connect to our intuition and get out of the stress loop. I could see the impact that would have on the company, like and people being embodied leaders, making better decisions, making decisions that align with their values and the company's values in a better way. Because tech can be used for good. Tech could be used for bad. Like the decisions that a lot of these people are making, especially these AI companies right now, I'm like, I want to work with you. And
absolutely.
I think it could have a bigger impact than
isn't it also just it's the human part of it that's coming out, and it's what we actually do have to offer. And if we're taking that time as a human to leverage our breath, which AI does not have a breath, it is going to bring us back to that source and that meditative source about how to leverage everything on the external.
Yeah, I think we need to like bring this into real world. Like, can you, could you show us a little bit, Alden? Is that something we can do on air?
Yeah, why not?
Yes, Clay, do we have permission?
I've been waiting the entire time for you to say we're doing this. So let's go. I'm ready.
I just want to see what happens.
Well, and I don't know that I'll lead you through like the full-blown expression process, which is where you get all the nastiness out. But
maybe something that like if I'm listening and I hear this and then I'm like in my car on my way to work, can I do this? Maybe, or something like that.
Or even walking down the street as I walk back into Dreamforce. Like,
just close your eyes and go,
no, this is perfect.
What can I be doing? Yeah, seriously.
So Huberman just talked about this and he had his team study, okay, what is the form of breath that calms the nervous system the fastest? And it's called the physiological sigh. And so essentially all you have to do is you breathe in and you fill your lungs as full as you possibly can. And then you add a little bit more. And then you do a really long, slow exhale out your mouth. Okay, so I want you guys to do this. I'm going to guide you through. So take your deepest inhale. Feel your lungs fill like balloons in 360 degrees around you. So breathe in. And when you can't feel like you can breathe anymore, breathe a little more in. And then let it go slowly. And all you have to do is do that 3 times. So take another deep breath in. Breathe in a little bit more. And then let it go.
That's the hard part.
Don't talk.
And I
But
want you to
that's
do
the hard part.
one more.
Sorry. Okay.
One more. And let it go. And I don't know about you guys, I can feel like you just feel calmer. The cool thing about the physiological sigh is it's a reflex. So we actually do it in our sleep if our CO2 levels get too high. Animals do it. You can see it. Like I was even watching my cat. They do this little so it immediately tells you to calm down. So you have a big speech to give, you feel nervous, you're stressed in the middle of the day between meetings. All it takes is those 3 breaths to reset your nervous system.
And am I breathing in my mouth and out?
You weren't
my
breathing
nose?
at all. You were just asking questions.
No, I wasn't. I said the last little bit is hard to get. It's hard to get.
Well, I guess is it
and then I'm
through
here
your
and I'm like
stomach or through your lungs? Maybe you were breathing in the wrong place.
That's probably
Breathing
true.
in the wrong place is hilarious. Sorry. Continue.
Well, there's multiple ways. You're a singer, Clay, right? Like you got your chest breath and your belly
All right.
breath. What is
I'm
it
gonna
called?
stand up and do the belly.
Okay.
Okay. Also, this is my pasta belly. It's
We call that
it's
a food
lot.
baby.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay, so I'm breathing.
I want to
This is very
see
vulnerable.
I want to see your food baby get bigger.
She's now like taking her clothes off.
So I'm doing this when
Yep.
I'm breathing out.
Nope, breathing in into your stomach.
Okay. So I start
it
with
should-
the food baby and then I'm breathing.
So breathe
I
in,
start
it should
in.
get bigger. Nope, breathe in, it should get bigger.
That's what I was doing wrong.
Okay.
I know
I
a
was
lot
like,
of us do it backwards.
I was doing it backwards. Okay, so I breathe in and then the stomach goes out.
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Fill it with air. Fill it with air.
Okay.
And then a little more. Yep. And then let it go. And it should go in. Perfect.
I wish it
love
could
this
go in just
demonstration.
a little bit more.
That's
Okay.
control
You
top
did it.
pantyhose,
But
girl.
that- I did it. I did
You
it.
did it.
But I was doing it backwards.
A lot of people do it
Okay.
backwards. And honestly, this is so hard. And that little extra sip, we breathe so shallowly all day. Like we're probably barely even getting in there. So it's like part of it, the more you do it, you kind of are stretching out those parts of your lungs that you're not typically filling up, which is so good
Is it
for you.
okay if you breathe out through your, or like breathe in through your belly and then breathe up the lungs for that second part? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you almost have to. Like you almost feel like
Yeah,
I
that's
like
what
to
I was
feel like I'm
naturally
breathing
feeling.
myself up. And then there's just this little extra. Yeah.
Guys,
So-
I think I've been breathing backwards the whole time.
Your whole life. It makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
You're
No,
not
I'm
alone,
serious.
Heather.
I think I've been breathing backwards my whole life because it tightens. If you do it backwards now, Blakely, you'll tighten up and it keeps it all here where you're just
Heather,
like
I think
shallow.
it's because as women, we are always sucking we're always holding ourselves in.
holding our stomachs in.
Yeah.
We are. And so it's
Damn it.
more of, and that's another good thing to like fight that autopilot of always
I look
sucking it
naked
in.
again. I'm cautious of when I look naked on the podcast.
Sorry, Heather. Normally, I'm supposed to actually tell you, "Hey, sorry, can you put like a jacket on or something?" But I get so distracted by the freaky, whatever painting, like printed picture behind you. I didn't even watch any of the breathing demonstration. I was just staring into the eyes of the demon behind
Oh my
you.
gosh, Clay.
Well, you really
right.
missed out, okay? Because it was a fantastic demonstration.
No.
You need to go back
I
and
was
watch
actually
it.
paying attention, and you did a great job.
Thank you.
Here's what I loved the most about it. I think it does take 3. I mean, maybe you can do it in 1, but after the third one, I actually felt like a warm tingle sensation go down my legs and through my toes, which was really strange. Like is that normal?
Yeah, it's that shift from your fight or flight to actually a more calm state. And what I will tell you is we cannot be our best if we are in fight or flight. Like literally your body is ready to go pounce and attack and protect you. I don't know about you, but I'm not like in my creative energy and I'm not really probably going to make the best decisions in that state. So what a simple thing, those 3 breaths.
Yeah.
Like anytime
I felt
a day.
a little lightheaded, but in a good way. Not like I'm dizzy. It was more like I'm calm. It was like a space opened up inside my head.
Well, and let me just tell you, a full breathwork session, it's hard. It's challenging because what you're trying to do is actually ramp your body up in a way that allows you to express all that stored trauma and stress that you didn't actually get a chance to express. So what happens is we suppress the stress and then we might become depressed.
Literally.
And then literally, in a breathwork session, you are working to express all of that and then go into that calm state. And so it's mind-blowing how much can come out. I mean, laugh, cry, scream, yell, I've seen it all, but it's incredible. So I'm happy to lead you guys through a full breathwork session someday. I would love to do that.
I'm happy to be the recipient of all these tips. So
I would
speaking
way
of,
rather do that than the pole dancing. We still have to do that.
No, we
That's
are
fun
doing the
too.
pole dancing. We're
Also,
going to
I
love
know
it.
We are.
Okay. Here's the thing. I know you just launched the Conscious Leadership Collective. Tell us a little bit more about what you've got going on there.
Yeah. So I started dabbling and posting about this stuff on LinkedIn and I was like watching it blow up. I was like, oh, there's people out here who care about this. And it still felt a little, I know, it still feels like a little taboo sometimes to post on LinkedIn, which I just fight that and do it anyway. But what I was craving was, I was like, I want to connect with people who care about this stuff. And I also want to give permission to people to explore and to learn. And we all have so much to learn from each other as well. And so I wanted to create a space for us to do that. And so I just launched in October. We're a couple weeks in and opening the doors again in November. But honestly, getting in there to just connect with people has been great to do. I've been posting little breath work and some meditations and things like that, having a discussion area to lean in to all of these topics, and then an accountability challenge every month. Blakely's actually the all-star of the accountability challenge, which is a morning. I think you are.
I'm a rule follower. That's why I'm a rule follower.
I created what I wanted, and I'm like, I need accountability. I need other people in this world to hold me accountable to all of these goals and all of these things. Because it's so easy when you're on Zoom meetings with people and in this culture of like grit and hustle to forget how important it is. And so essentially the community is just a place to come back to for that.
Is it an online community or is it?
It's in Slack, and then we do calls.
Okay.
And then my dream is definitely, I want to do retreats. I want to do in-person work. That's where the big bang for the buck transformation happens. So that's
where are you
located,
located, Alden? Are you in California or
Scottsdale?
Arizona. Okay,
that's like the epicenter of
it is.
retreat world.
We will be happy to be your first retreat. We can get some. We should do.
It'd be really fun.
We should do a not all business guest retreat. If you've been a guest on this show,
Yes.
organize that.
Mind
right?
blown, Heather. Great idea. I love it.
I love that.
You know what I also love? I wrote down this quote from a conversation that you and I had not too long ago, Alden, and I love this quote. It was, be the creator of your life versus being a victim to the corporate world. And what I love about this collective is they're all generally in the corporate world in some shape or another. A lot of them are leaders in the corporate world. And yet it is like this permission to kind of weave in and out of your job and into wellness. And so we all kind of know what we're talking about, like the pain of the corporate world, but we're not a victim of it, right? Like we're sitting in this really cool space and we're talking about meditation. And a lot of people are doing that, I think, to improve their performance. A lot of people are doing it to give themselves permission to maybe step back a little bit. But I just love how you've blended those two things together so elegantly.
I see it as you know, I know we started this podcast out talking about, you know, you having courage to go back down the ladder. to me, I feel like this is where it was all leading. I mean, I think you got to where you needed to be, and then now you're kind of putting up the next ladder for people who want to go this way and do it this way. So you're just creating another type of way to grow as a leader and rise in that personal thing. So I don't see it as a backstep at all. I think it is 100% a pivot that's going to open up so much for all of us.
I love that. Thank you so much for saying that, because I love that kind of reframe, because there's this negative connotation to going down. No, I'm just like, I'm creating a new one, and I have so much to share and so much that I want to help other people with, because I don't know about you, but something happens in the middle of your life where you're just like, I should feel happy. I did everything they said that I should do. I'm making money. I have the title. I have the everything I want and the kids. Why am I not happy? And that's the moment where I want to catch people, actually, because I think realigning with who you want to be and how you want to feel every day, and creating a group of people who are on that journey so you don't feel alone. That's my new ladder.
Yeah, it is. You're just stepping across, which is a scary thing to do if you're at the top of a ladder, stepping across to another, and then like pulling that out and going to the next level. But you had the courage to do it, and we're going to get to benefit from it in thousands and thousands more. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Heather. Oh, what's our tradition?
Oh, yeah. Before we let you go and before I have to go back into this chaos, I am going to do 3 more breaths for real, though, the right way before I leave this hotel room. No joke.
Well, yes, you will.
100%. Yes, I am. Not on camera this time. Do not make a reel out of my belly, Clay.
Yes, we will.
100%.
You already signed a waiver.
I knew you were going to say this.
If people want to see the belly, they need to subscribe.
Hey, that's
watch
the
the
real.
whole show.
That's the real. If you want to see Heather do the breath work for real, go subscribe to our YouTube.
You're going to get some real weird subscribers, Heather.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll take anything right now. Okay, so we're doing Smile of the Week, yeah?
Yeah,
we're doing.
we are.
Okay, so yes, so Alden, we ask all of our guests before we let you go, what brought a smile to your face this week? We also answer it too, but that's something we ask everybody. So I'm going to go first because I had the best weekend. I went back to Michigan State, football, homecoming. Had such a great time.
Did
the game was horrible. We left it.
Pack that in your
halftime.
suitcase?
No, Nick bought it for his son.
Oh, because you went to Michigan
first
on
and
the
then
way
here.
to Dreamforce.
Did you think that I packed a little football with me to take home
for
back
just
for
the smile
homecoming?
of the week is what I thought.
Oh, no, it was just sitting here. No, and friends and just we had the absolute best time, and they're all friends of the pod too, by the way. So we had a lot of fun talking about that.
Thank you,
and,
friends of the pod.
Yes, they're wonderful. It was great. What about you?
My smile of the week, my almost 18-year-old son, who is looking at colleges, flew out to the East Coast to look at some colleges in Vermont, New Hampshire, and New York, which we have never even really looked or spent much time on the East Coast. So it was a big trip. And you know how when you raise your kids, you just pray these little prayers, when you're around other people, remember to say please, remember to say thank you,
don't embarrass me.
Chew with your mouth closed, all those things. Well, he's on his way home on a flight coming back from Boston right now. And the mom that he was staying with, a mom of his best friend, sent me the most amazing text saying, what an extraordinary child you have and you've raised.
Good job.
And he laughed. He made them dinner. He just brought so much joy into their household.
Whoa.
I'm crying my smile. It was amazing to hear. And I'm going to miss him when he goes to college, but that's another day, another tear after some breath work.
Good job, Mama.
Yeah,
that's
I was
awesome.
going to say you did good.
Good job, son.
My smile of the week, I'm just going with the first thing that popped into my head, not overthink it. But
good.
I just got 2 new kittens. And I lost my cat of 20 years. So she had been with me my whole adult life about a month ago. And I didn't know if we were ready But these two little things have brought so much joy to the boys. And actually, I think it's like watching them have to take care of somebody other than themselves. And like watching that process is actually really cool. But yeah, they're so sweet.
That's so sweet.
What are their names?
Clay.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Their names are Bryce and Zion because we adopted them right from that area. Those are our two favorite parks to visit in Utah, southern Utah. So
ditto.
We got
amazing.
Yeah.
Cute.
And a heartfelt for Clay.
Yeah. Oh, so Alden, we also lost our family cat about a week ago. And so we've been kind of going through that. And so it's really encouraging to hear that you said your two sons are taking, or your two sons are taking care of the cats. And that's just really encouraging. And just, it's amazing to hear that you can experience grief and then find joy and new life, and it's all kind of part of that process. It's amazing. My smile of the week is kind of related to that. We've been having kind of a tough time because our cat passed away, and it's been really sad, and we've been going through that. And so Ray and I, my wife, we went out for our anniversary dinner, and we had kind of had, just like a really tough, 2 months, and then going out to dinner, and we just had amazing food. And just for a minute, we were able to get out of, our house and go sit down, and it's our favorite place. And they had some amazing food. And we were talking so much that the person who runs the front, I don't know what the hostess, hostess, came over and said, so we do have other people that need to sit here, and it's time for you to go. And we were like, I was like, yeah, great. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Great, we'll get out of here. So then we walk outside, and we're laughing, and then it starts raining, so we have to run to the car, and we just kind of had a fun, nice, just kind of just not an escape, but because we talked about everything at dinner, but we just had a nice kind of moment to experience something new and fun, and I just kind of embrace the whole of everything. But it was just a nice dinner, but we kind of, the point of that story was that we went way over, and we were supposed to get out of it. We had no idea anything else was going on. We were just having a great time.
Clay, that exact same thing happened to Nick and I on our honeymoon. I just got married in July, Alden, and so we went on a honeymoon in Italy, and the guy came over, same thing, 2.5 hours, and it was a special table on the water and everything. I mean, it was clear that we would not be the only ones that wanted that table all night, but we were oblivious. And so then they said, "Can we invite you over for some limoncello at the bar?"
Sure.
Can we move you away?
Graceful
I was like,
exit.
absolutely. It was.
Yeah.
To the point where at first we didn't realize what happened until then we did, and we were like, "Oops." So
you guys, I feel like such an asshole. I'm the kind of person who knows it's only 2 hours. And so I'm like, we got to hurry up and eat. We got to get our drink. We got a dessert. What the?
Yeah.
This is why I need
You're an asshole.
Conscious leadership.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not. I need the collective.
You just called yourself that.
Well, I
know.
Do. And I'm so not. I just need the collective.
Okay. So on that note, we're not going to say goodbye. We're just going to take a big breath and wave.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Ready?
Okay, ready? Okay. I can't.
Thank you, Alden. You're the best. Loved having you on the show.
It's too hard looking at your faces.
We will drop your collective in the show notes. So everyone go aldeneffect.com. TheAldeneffect.com.
Thank you, Alden.
Till next time.